Alex. Je suis Ali, Anna Alex. And if you all are wondering why I might be lagging or seem a bit more ADHD than usual, I almost died less than 48 hours ago. Turns out generators can have leaks on the inside of carbon monoxide. And as someone that is on the spectrum with high sensory issues, nothing, and I mean nothing, was worse than hearing the noise of an alarm that obviously I thought was going to be a glitch, because those things never work, as you can hear right now. And if you hear the beat, just know it's to make sure I don't die. So let's dive right in, because I'm not dead yet. For those that don't know, my name is Alex. Shout out to my partner, Ronnie. You're amazing. It's totally behind the scenes and probably an inspiration behind everything I do and the reason I'm alive. I'm the CEO of Orca Oshi Capital. I'm an electronic dance music DJ. With that said, let's talk central bank digital currencies. Japan is in the second stage of, I don't know how to even articulate it, but let's just know and acknowledge Japan's in their second stage of their CBDC development. There we go. Told you, just bear with the brain here, people. Recovering from poison sucks ass. China. Back in 2020, I know the Wall Street Journal did an article about the real estate sector, which is 20% of China's GDP. Of course, Evergrande, Cynic, Fantasia, China Property Holdings, and a bunch of myriad of others I cannot pronounce. However, they valued the real estate market, I want to say at 52 trillion. Don't take my word for it based on my brain was just poisoned, but fact check me. It was a 2020 article about the real estate bubble in China. And I find it very interesting now. The digital yuan will now be used in 3 projects for real estate development. And I have a very difficult time believing the amount, because the alleged amount is 87,000 USD, which, if we can build anything for 87,000 USD, I'm in. We're in. We're all in, I'm pretty sure right now, because we're nearing a housing bubble in America. I think the mortgage rate I saw was about, for a 30-year fixed, 4.6. Sorry again for the annoying beeps, you guys. It's just to make sure I don't die. The 30-year fixed mortgage is a 4.6. Remember, in 2008, 6% is what crashed. Well, was one of the reasons, not including derivatives and mortgage-backed securities, which leads me to my next point. What happens when the Federal Reserve has to shrink the balance sheet and dump the treasuries and the mortgage-backed securities to which it owns? Who the fuck wants to buy them? Great question, right? I think so. And again, we are still in the process of America from going Steve Jobs to no jobs. The first time unemployment jobless claims came in at 202,000 first time filers, which is 14,000 more from last week. So we're not getting any better. And more than likely, in my humble opinion, the Federal Reserve is probably going to raise rates 0.5 in May, perhaps then again in June. So we're going to have, let's put a hypothetical. The Fed has to shrink the balance sheet, sell the mortgage-backed securities, and hike interest rates, and we think the housing market's going to be fine. Hypothetically, not giving financial advice, if I'm talking to you as friend to friend, the prices must go down when people cannot afford to pay $500,000 for the average home, being their credit's been destroyed, mortgage forbearance, credit card debts at an all-time high, trade deficits at an all-time high. It's not sustainable. We have hundreds of billions of dollars in trade deficits from February and January, and we hit the record in November of 2021. So things are just progressively getting worse. And again, I'm sorry for the beep, but my stream today wanted to get on and really prove myself in essence. As an asset manager, you want someone who's pretty much, even if they die, they're back right in the now, because finance doesn't give a fuck about feelings, right? I could be sitting from a hospital bed, but as long as I'm with the program, I better be managing money properly, or else I wouldn't have a platform. Russia did manage to pay its debt back, and I am very interested to see how this goes, because Putin, as you all know, has said he's going to cut gas from Europe if he's not paid in the rubles, which makes sense because you don't want to just do anything for free or give resources for free. But I did see he gave a deadline around May. So we're going to watch the Fed hike rates more than likely in May, and Europe potentially run into a gas crisis around April, May if they can't figure out how to pay him back. What's going to happen? Drop it in the C section. Do you all think that we're going to go back to a petrodollar potentially? The Goldman Sachs report about the US dollar losing dominance to the British sterling pound just goes to reinforce my last stream, which is that the United States dollar is not the world reserve currency according to the IMF, which, fun fact, was created to offset the 1944 agreement and the Fed to allegedly, we really don't know. I wasn't there. So if I was there, I'd probably have, and I wasn't in the Bohemian Grove either, and more than likely something was spoken of there too. But because I was not at either, we don't know the answer, but however, allegedly, hypothetically, that's why the IMF was created. The IMF in its March report states we have 5 currencies identifying as one: the USD, the British pound, the euro, the Japanese yen, and the Chinese yuan. So 5 currencies identifying as one. What could go wrong? My personal opinion, triangular arbitrage, cross-rate exchange for profit. I say hell yeah. Now, what I don't say hell yeah to is borrowing rates and lending rates, unless I'm going to get outside of the dollar, and then we can say mazel tov. But you United States people, you guys we need to start panicking here. Panic does something. FOMO does not, panic does. Panic makes us react as human beings. And I think it's time for America to get off of Netflix and chill and start saying, oh fuck, we don't even have a central bank digital currency. I think the bills being introduced into Congress about not having a CBDC as a surveillance token is wonderful. However, we don't even have a fucking prototype, which is essentially the United States government is acting like Elizabeth Holmes. They keep talking about the CBDC, but there's not one. So I don't really see right now how Jerome Powell's not essentially doing the same thing Elizabeth Holmes did, which is talk with no prototype, no plan, and nothing but a bunch of fucking reckless rhetoric with a group of very small people, or small group of people, whichever you want to spin that one. Again, Carlisle Group, hire me. I would do much better. I would represent you all much better. David Rubenstein, you were my hero, and mazel tov, you all. Also, by the way, as you all know, Bitcoin is still linear to tech stocks, and I'm just prefer digital asset management, but I prefer programming, software development, and being on the developer side while we're still in a pretty much everything bubble. I'm ready for a parabolic bubble to burst. As a contrarian, let me know your thoughts. And anon dependent if you send us free. Ramadan Kareem to my Muslim friends, Ana Habek, Shatim Te Amo, Bisu Besubachi, and Alex out.